Jay Travel by Jay. This is our podcast for the week.
Between Departures.
Between Departures. And myself, Jay, your host, and my beautiful co-host, my wife, Soraya.
He's so kind.
All right, baby. This is going to be it's Queen's Day.
It is. Yay.
I curtsy, so take it away, baby. You do your thing.
Honestly, I kind of wanted to do this podcast because I remember being a single woman and wanting to travel, and then always running into the opportunity, or not the opportunity, of having anybody to travel with. So I know that you and I have created a group on Facebook, the Wonder Women, that we would like to promote a little bit more, only because, again, I guess I sort of sympathize? No, I sympathize because I know what that was like. In regards to, traveling in a group of people in a safe environment, as a single woman. And this is one of the reasons why we created the group. We really want to start being a little bit more, involved with it so that we can create vacations that, our lady friends would like and would enjoy, and would have, again, a group of girlfriends to just like hang out and kick it and kiki with.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's figure out. So this Wonder Women, does that mean that you guys got all this superpower? Or
we have
what's the deal?
superpowers. I mean, in all fairness, we, as in you and I, well, you definitely can't go, but, but we don't have to go. We would like to put together trips that, we would be able to send a group of women out there to have a good time and vacation and experience different places, so that we can travel, they can travel in a group and it can feel safe, and, you don't have to worry too much about anything, or, plans, or, transportation, all the stuff that we do, but it's just for a group of women. Now, in all seriousness, if you guys also want to create a group for guys, I'm all up for that. I think it's great to like travel in couples, but I think that there's always something to be said for when you have, your girl or a group of girls to travel with. It's fun. It's different. And it doesn't have to necessarily be single women. It could be, ladies who are married or otherwise engaged, and but they have partners that they don't like to travel, or they're retired, or whatever it is. It's just a group of ladies having fun.
Okay. So it seems like that you just gave kind of quite a bit of information, and so it seems like we need to unpack
reel it in and unpack it. Okay, help me unpack this, man, because I don't know that I can.
Yeah. Okay.
I usually ramble.
So the premises behind Wonder Women is because we were getting, as we do our group travel, and if you remember, because I do a lot of the logistics, people were wondering, or ladies was wondering, hey, I'd like to go, but I don't want to go by myself because I don't want to be like an odd person out. You guys are all coupled up or whatever. So there was a lot of questions that we were getting from people a couple of years ago, a lot of inquiries, and we were asking some people, hey, well, I know you like to travel, so why are you not jumping in on our groups? And that was one of the things they said, that it's like, hey, maybe I want to go with my sister, or I want to go by myself, or whatever, but I just feel odd.
Which, by the way, we would have no problems with, because I think we by default travel as couples and groups and whatnot, but never have any problems with anybody wanting to jump into our travels.
Yeah, I mean, but that's sometimes you figure some people are maybe less timid than others, but they don't mind jumping in. But so the premises was behind that was to create a group that has, women only. And the reason that is, hey, you're right. You kind of touched on it a little bit. So you may want to go out with, maybe you could be widowed, you could be divorced, you could be just single at the time. You may just want to go with, go by yourself, or you do have a partner that just doesn't happen to travel or like to travel. We do have some friends like that, and the spouses, A, they don't want to get on a plane, or two, hey, there's partner, maybe just be a homebody. I don't judge, right? Because my premises was you go or you get a postcard. I'll send it to you. I'll be back by the time you get it, right? So I'm not going to tell you about my trip. But we listened to them, and we just kind of came up with this idea, kind of put it out there and see who would be interested. And we do have a decent sized group that actually follows us.
It's about time to get something
in that group. We have been busy, so I do think that we should we'll be putting the first trip together for them. I think sometimes we should do it maybe in spring, early May, do a nice little cruise, a few days. And I do think that you should be a part of that as well, because you have to live by example. And it's not just say, hey, we created this, you go on your own. No, because we live by what we say. We tell people, fair. We do it. I mean, that's kind of what we do. Now, the all intents purposes is to create this environment for ladies that they can go amongst. You can go amongst and you can do your thing. I know when guys are together, we do our locker room talk. We just do whatever. But to create a group just for ladies. And so I'm just with the premise of this, you guys go out, whatever you do, you enjoy yourself. Now, we're not creating this group. I'll tell you like this. We're not adding guys to this group because I don't want this to be a pickup group.
Well, the dynamic would certainly change.
And it would change because, ladies have certain conversations they like to do. It's kind of like when you go hang out with your sisters,
We talk about you all the time.
I actually encourage you to go hang out with your sisters. Why? Because there's conversations to be had with me around, and there are conversations to be had without me around. Right. And it's nothing negative. It's just the fact that we try to, this is what we want to cater to for that group. Absolutely. So, and I think that's why that's something good. And you and I had tons of conversations when we got together, and we talked about the differences of traveling domestic versus international, just traveling period, to where I would hop on a plane and I would go international and I wouldn't care because I was a guy, right? And then, we were like, you had the conversation with me on why you did do some things. Yeah. And you know what? We keep that in mind, and we don't want to exclude anybody or make anybody feel that they can't travel because, they may be going by themselves or whatever. Yeah. So if we created a group that was like-minded, and we always introduce everybody, so like we go on our group calls, we have a Zoom call with our groups before, because we want everybody to get a chance to know each other, and we've created some
face to face.
Yeah, right. So we've created some good friendships out of that, but I give you an opportunity to just to connect with different people.
Absolutely.
But in a good way,
Absolutely.
So that's something that I thought that we could do.
Yeah. I was always a little bit more gun shy about traveling outside of the United States by myself. So it really wasn't until you and I got together that I felt, and it's kind of silly, I guess, maybe, but I did feel more comfortable like traveling abroad. I always did a lot of my traveling within the country because I would travel for work, so I would stay 2 days after, or maybe come in 2 days before, and travel around the area and see the places and blah 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 and all that. So that for me was, I guess it was good enough when it came to traveling. And I guess that's why I love it when we go to Europe, because there were so many places I wanted to see. And I think that if, by creating this group, it could be a great way to experience the world with just, and have a little sisterhood at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. That could be a really, really cool thing.
Absolutely.
I've taken guys trip with the fellas and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's the same concept. And my thing is why not? That is our we are in the, I hate to say it like this, but we're in the business of providing these travel experiences for people, or helping them to achieve their travel dreams and wishes and bucket list things. And we just want to be inclusive with everybody.
And you know what? There is no travel experience that we don't want to put together for our clients. So we were thinking we would start out with a cruise for this group. And but hey, if you can think of anything else, or anything you out there would like to experience with a bunch of girls, drop it down in the comments, let us know. And whether it's a train ride through the Italian countryside, or a trip to Paris, going to go see the Moulin Rouge, or not, just a weekend in the Keys, or an Anna Maria Island, or something like that.
Spa thing for you guys. Let's do. I'd like to do a spa thing myself. I am kind of like
spa day.
I do kind of like to do that now.
You are kind of a little bougie guy.
But even like a spa thing or spa day, but just so something that you would like to do is a yoga retreat, something nice, something cool, something that you would be able to enjoy at your pace.
Absolutely. And again, not everybody has to do the same things. Actually, in my own experience of traveling with my own friends, it's really funny. I actually learned this from my friend Maria Baker. We don't always have to do the same things in the same trip. If you want to go lay by the pool, you lay by the pool. And if you want to go to whatever, to a bar, or to a brunch, or whatever it is, we'll meet afterwards, and then the evening we'll go out and hang out and do whatever it is we got to do. So, I mean, I've always liked that experience, and I think it's something that we've also adopted ourselves in our own groups. Of just, we don't all have to do the same thing at the same time.
You know what? Absolutely. It'd be great. I mean, how many, and ladies, I'm going to say, how many moms or responsibilities in your jobs and things that you just want to do to get away, and you take a example, we do a 4-day cruise, or a cruise that's from Friday to Monday. You know what I mean? It's just a full weekend, or whatever it is. You take that time, a full weekend.
It's Monday through Friday.
You know what? I mean, whatever time you want to take away, but imagine this, you just kind of drop the kids off, whether you have the kids, and you're like, hey, honey, I'll see you when I get back Monday. And then he has to take care of the kids, you know what I mean? Or just to get away, to have a break, because, let's face it, when the federal government came out with these vacation days for people, and telling you only have to work so much, that's because they realized at that point in time, which was a great concept, that everybody needs a break. You know, you need to have that mental break, you know. And if we don't take full advantage of it, it's crazy. Because they want you to have time off. You know, we're so tied to our cell phones, to our iPads, to our emails. And I'll tell you like this, and I say this, and I was in a network meeting and I was talking about travel, and everybody says, you've got the best job, you know, because you're a travel agent. You guys are always doing something. I'm like, absolutely right. And I looked at him and I looked around the room, and it's a room full of professionals. And I said, I'm going to tell you this. If you get offended, then I'm probably talking about you.
Oh.
There is nobody in this world in a business that is that important that you can't take a little time for yourself. And people looked at me like I had like three heads, but I looked at them and I'm saying, if your company folds because you take away, you know, 3, 4, 5 days, then there's something wrong. Unless you're a solo person, because then you can say, if I'm not working, I don't get the money. But most people,
that's your own company.
That's your own company. It's a little bit different. Than, you know, you can't have a one-man band. But most people
can't take any more vacation.
Right? But most people are employees, or even if they're CEOs, they have these positions that they can have people to you know, fill in, or at least to, you know, bridge the gap till they get back. I mean,
we all need to disconnect at some point.
You have to, because if you don't, you break down. And my thing is like this. So when that day comes and you are forced to take a break because of your health, the business runs on.
Yeah, it does.
It finds a way if you've created this. So just think about this. I'm a mathematical guy, right? I like numbers, right? So we have 365 days, every 4 years, 366. If you took 15 days out of 350 days, out of 365, right? 15 days for yourself. The rest of the time, you're going to have work, community, family, home, whatever your responsibilities are. You take that much time, 15 days for yourself. But man, you got 350 days. Just that little time for yourself to recharge and rejuvenate, you know, re-energize.
Absolutely.
When you look at that percentage, it is so small. I promise most people spend that 15 days worth of time trolling on TikTok, Facebook, or playing video games on their phone, you know, because, okay, I don't play Candy Crush. Okay, but you probably play Wordle because I do spend that. So, but you take a little time, and check this out. You can do those things while you're sitting there on the beach, or you're sitting, or you're going camping, you're going hiking, or you're at the pool relaxing, you're reading a book, or you're doing whatever on a cruise. Disconnect, because that is so important.
Absolutely.
And you know what? We have the stress. So think about it. Ladies, we have work, you have families, you have, you know, I'm not, when I say families, I'm not, when I say families, I'm not just not talking about
mothers.
I'm just not talking about kids these days, because at this point in time in life,
it's a lot.
We tend to have mothers and siblings and
parents
other,
that we're taking care of.
at this point. So family is encompass everything, but taking a little break away and going and hanging out, and just, you could maybe talk about the same stuff. You know what I mean?
used to feel guilty for taking time away from my child when he was younger or whatnot. And in my instance, obviously, you know, for me, taking time off was probably 3 or 4 or 5 hours, you know, a happy hour every other Friday. But I realized that I became a better parent when I took care of myself as a person. So I think that's important. And I get it, you know, as a single mom, I could not have taken any of the trips that we have taken, because obviously there was a responsibility of, you know, putting a roof over my head and his head, and you know, groceries and car payments and all that kind of stuff. But again, you know, I think if you make a plan for, you know, in 8 months to take a cruise, and you make it a small, you know, payment, it might actually be worth it, that you are actually putting some time and effort and into your rejuvenation, you know, where nobody is looking for you to clean or do the laundry or what's there to
meatloaf now.
eat. Stop it. But it, you know, it's all right. That's all good as well, you know. And I think, you know, that mommy guilt is certainly real out there, and I think this can be fun.
Yeah, you know, I get it. You know, we all have responsibilities,
Yeah.
but first we have a responsibility to ourselves. I mean, and it is a thing where you feel guilty because you get away, but that's why we try to we talk to people and help them create just that little space for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we tell you how to do it, you know. And
Very
honestly,
important.
we try to plan everything for you. So when you know, honestly, I want to be the Alexa of travel for you. So you come in
Travel.
but let's get back to what we were speaking about today. I want to be able to get things set for, you know, the ladies and those who want to participate in that. You know, stay tuned for this. Stay tuned. I want to go ahead and kind of make a little commitment, maybe around May-ish, that we want to do something and set the first event up, the first of many, hopefully. If we can build a couple relationships out of there and friendships, and if we can give you the peace of mind for 3 or 4 days, we know that's going to go a long way with your home life, with your work, because that's most important. And the mental health it's real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about the elephant in the room these days.
What's the elephant in the room?
The elephant in the room these days is the mental health capacity that, you know, people get stressed and we cope and we deal with things in different ways. And if we can come up with some solutions that allow us, that create that space, and we want to make happy people, you know what I mean? Because that's one of the reasons we do what we do and when we do it, because we feel it. And it's just you and I, and we're on it. Go, work. You know, and you know, we have the moms, you know, that we do make sure we check in on and do things for. But there always comes a time where we look at each other and says, you know what, it's time.
It's time to disconnect.
And when we disconnect, and when we come back, you know, we're kind of like,
It's
great.
We're
So
better for it.
think about it. This last little trip we popped over when we went to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
I did spend a couple hours to do something. So there's always a happy balance. If your business is really that important, then what you do is set a time where everybody's relaxing and you get up and do a little work in the morning. Hey, even with the Turks and Caicos down there, when everybody was sleeping, I got up usually about 8 o'clock and I got my coffee and I did a little work from like 8 to 9, 9:30, just things I needed to get done. But it was peaceful as I'm watching the ocean, looking over the pool, having my coffee. And then as people started to get up, I was able to, I stopped myself at a certain time so we can go and enjoy the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was great. I didn't disrupt anybody else's schedule, and I got plenty sleep. So, because we do those kind of things for ourselves. So, with that in mind, ladies, we really hope you take advantage of this. And if anything,
give us ideas.
let us plant the seed for you.
Give us ideas.
For yourself, because we're going to be examples for our kids and those who are watching us. Some of our friends are seeing how we do this. So as we plant the seed and they're watching it, they see it's real and see it can be done, you know what? Then we can create a much happier place, one trip at a time.
One trip at a time. Give us ideas if you can think of any other place or experience or adventure to plan. Drop it down in the comments, and we'll look into it.
Yeah,
That's all we can promise.
Yeah, let us know if this is a really good idea and that you want to be a part of it, you know, but just give us feedback, because the reason we started it is because we were getting feedback.
Yeah.
So that is our thing, that we would like to be able to contribute to our fellow travelers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
That being said, God, we got kind of serious all of a
oh
sudden.
my goodness, Jesus Christ, I need a cocktail, right? You know, so, you know, with that in mind, we always want to say thank you for following us. Thank you for allowing us to be able to take these moments and share
30
some
minutes
things
of
that
your
we
day.
feel passionate about. And you know what? My famous words always: travel safe,
Travel often.
travel by day.